In case you are a complete beginner when it comes to investing, you might be confused. Which are the best investments for you to start with and be able to learn investing while you are also growing your money? That is why in this video, I want to discuss with you 5 investments you can start with to learn about investing and, most importantly, even make some money in that course of you learning and actively taking part in investing. You are all much welcomed to my channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. In case you are new here and you are loving the videos I'm making each and every day about investing, making money, please subscribe to this channel. Down below there's a button called subscribe, and I will still add it. Remember to drop a like on this video. Thank you for subscribing and also liking this video. Having said that, the first investment you could consider is money market funds, MMFs. I'm pretty sure you've heard about MMFs in Kenya. In case you are curious about investing, or even you are an active investor who's looking to refine a strategy, you have most likely heard about money market funds. These are asset classes which are basically pulling together, okay? It's a kind of investment which is pulling together funds from investors out there. And then the different fund managers who are driving the different MMFs put the money into short-term investments, whether it's treasury bills, whether it is commercial papers, and then through that, you are able to get daily interest from your investment. And the most important thing is that in case you want to cash out, you can cash out in even a day or 2 days. Basically, it's a short time it takes for you to cash that money out. Why have I listed MMFs in this list? I listed MMFs in this list for a few reasons. First and foremost, the entry barrier is low. Because you'll be surprised, even with 1,000 Kenya shillings, you can start your journey in trading in MMFs, being an investor through MMFs. The barrier is not that high, like for example, in special funds, where for most special funds out there, you need at least 250,000. Even for some, you need 1 million Kenya shillings for you to get started. The minimum for MMFs is extremely low, meaning anybody can be part of MMF investing. And then the second thing is that I'm also looking at risk. Of course, these fund managers are investing in those short-term, high return investments, like for example, the treasury bills, like for example, the commercial papers. That tells you behind the scene, there is some risk management which is happening to ensure that at least you get something. That is why the average return on MMFs is somewhere between 5% to 8% each and every year. But remember, of course, I'm not here to promote any specific MMF. I'm giving you the blueprint which you need, the knowledge which you need for you to be able to decide. So go and research to also know which MMF would work for you. And then the second investment which you could look to jump into is you investing in treasury bills and treasury bonds. These guys are among the best investments you can jump onto as a beginner. Reason being, they are government securities. And the beauty with government securities is that the default risk is close to negligible, being that government is in charge of taxation in the country and also expenditure. They'll still, in one way or another, find a way of raising money to repay you. That is why when you see, for example, there's T-bills floated out there, maybe 91 days T-bills, 182 days, or even a year T-bills. In case you have the capital and you want to start your investment journey, don't hesitate jumping on investing in treasury bills. And in case you want to take a longer time horizon, maybe 2 years going up, you could consider treasury bonds because you're going to enjoy amazing coupons, and also your principal investment is as close to guaranteed as possible because it is government securities. Generally, the returns are somewhere between 10% to 15%. And then the third investment you need to consider is broad index investments, or simply put, in a language which is much understandable, things like mutual funds and ETFs. The beauty with this is that even at the Nairobi Security Exchange, we have broad index investments. You could look to jump onto broad index investments for a few reasons. The first reason is that these investments are very amazing in that they typically have a return of somewhere between 10 to 15% too. And behind the scenes, they typically have a longer time horizon to assist you put your money and allow those ETFs to work for you. Because remember, the ETFs also have pulled together, okay, a number of investments which they have invested in. Even some ETFs have even upwards of 500 investments. There are ETFs listed all over the world. I'm just giving an example at Nairobi Securities Exchange. Right now, we have 3 ETFs listed. In other exchanges out there, like for example, even S&P, there is different ETFs listed, which you could look to jump onto, and you're gonna be able to make money because also with ETFs, your risk is reduced. But of course, remember, you need to have a longer time horizon to allow for these ETFs to work for you because they are also utilizing portfolio to be able to make money through the broad stock indexes. Okay? And then the fourth area you can invest in is in SACCO deposits. And through SACCOs, you can be able to also make money. And this is an interesting investment more so in Kenya and a number of African countries because SACCOs have really gained traction in those economies. SACCOs are also holding huge capitals for different sectors out there, transport, agriculture, you name it. And the beauty with this is that when you put your money in a SACCO, you're going to be combining savings, dividends, and access to affordable credit. That is a deal breaker, and that's still if you ask me. Because most SACCOs out there do pay dividends. Okay? And also beyond that, they can give you credit. And even so, credit which is much affordable compared to, for example, seeking money or trying to get credit from a commercial bank. Because you are a member of a SACCO, and even you can get guarantees from a particular SACCO. That is why it is an amazing deal. You are able to access credit with ease and also enjoy dividends. And by the way, for most SACCOs out there, we are talking about their dividends typically hitting even upwards of 10%, 15% per year because they are using the members' monies to invest wisely, to have tangible produce, which they are pushing to the market. And at the end, they are also able to share in the profit with the members of a SACCO. I know people out there who have become rich through utilizing dividends and also them getting credit through SACCOs, which is very amazing, okay? And then the other thing you need to invest in when you have little amount of money you're starting investments is investing in skills and self-development. Please note, for you to even invest and make money, you need to make money through knowledge. Out here, markets don't reward mediocrity. They reward people who know what they are doing. Markets don't reward noise. They reward informed investors because over 95% of investors in any market are unfortunately noise investors or noise traders who are maneuvering based on sentiments. What has this publication said? What has so and so said on TikTok? Okay? How do I feel? The market that doesn't recognize your feelings. The market is going to maul your entire capital if you are moving based on feelings. That is why you need to invest in learning. Learn about economies. Learn about markets. Learn about market cycles. Learn about different asset classes. Learn about risk and risk management. Learn everything you can learn about markets and investing. That way, you'll be empowering yourself because you're going to have the knowledge necessary to assist you make confident decisions and most importantly, not to react based on sentiments in the market. It's going to assist you be objective and even be confident in decisions which you take, even when the moments are tough, like the market is crashing and you just bought a given stock. You're going to stand with it because you know it's going to recover over time. Guys, what do you think about this? I think these are good and amazing 5 starting points for you to start investing in the stock markets, or even you starting to invest in MMFs, you starting to invest in treasury bonds and bills, you starting to invest in SACCOs, and also investing in yourself as a beginner in your quest to build wealth and become financially free. I hope you've gotten a thing or two from this video which you can put to practice. Cheers, guys, and I look forward to share with you other amazing videos next time. Take care.